You're listening to I'm Not Being Funny, but the podcast with me, Lee.
And me, Annie. Hello. We are having a bit of a night of recording mini episodes. So take two, but hopefully it'll be the first one we put out there, because we're going to redo the first one.
Yeah, we're having audio issues with that.
We are. So we're trying this one with one mic. So if it sounds any different to you, let us know in the comments.
We
If
need
it sounds
to
better,
know.
worse, just let us know. But this episode is about swearing.
Fuck.
We all swear. Everyone swears. But I mean as a parent.
Yeah, so like the boundary for where can you swear in front of your kids, when's it appropriate for kids to swear, stuff like that. Or a better one, is it appropriate for kids to swear?
The answer to that by 90% of parents is no.
True.
But, you know them F-bomb mom t-shirts?
Yes.
I've been so fucking tempted to get one. Because I will swear.
You don't
I
care.
do swear. All the time.
You don't care where you are, who you're with, who hears you.
Our kids, right, from the point our kids could talk, from the point our oldest could talk, we both swore.
Always have.
Yeah. From him being born.
Yeah?
It's never been something new. It's never been something that was taboo in our house.
No?
From the point he could talk and copy what we were saying, he'd give us some right little giggles, the words he'd come out with, and how he'd say things.
He would.
But he's learned. He's only 7 now, but he knows. Look at tonight, when he was going up to bed. He wouldn't say it until he was running out the door so he wouldn't get told off.
Yeah, even though we said to him, it's fine, you can say it. He
Yeah,
didn't
little
want to.
sister who's 3 says it
Exactly.
at school to your dad.
Yeah. My own fault, that one, I think.
Yep.
But I did tell her don't say it outside of the house.
Afterwards, yeah.
Yes, afterwards, because I wasn't expecting her to come out with it. For anyone wondering, I started this thing with the youngest. I said, oh, see you in a bit, you little shit. And without missing a beat, she looked at me and went, see you in a bit, you big shit. I was like, I'm not going to tell her off, because she used it in context.
And
she
that is
used
one
it-
thing we've always said since we had Soul, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, she used it in perfect context.
If they can use it in context, I'm not going to tell them off.
No, but if they do go into school and say, oh, I'm fucking sick of this, that's when we'd have words.
That's when the head teacher would have words, and that would be because of the middle child, because she's the one most likely to get us in the head teacher's office getting told off.
Yeah.
But, right, where are the limits? What swear words are the limits? Because I don't care if the kids are at home and they say shit.
No.
I mean, I do have a bit of an issue, even if it's used in context sometimes, when the middle child turns around and goes, oh, for fuck's sake. Or calls me a cunt.
Which you were trying to blame me for, weren't you?
It's your fault?
The backstory behind this. It's not my fault.
She was 3.
Annie was sat there watching Ricky Gervais' Afterlife.
But it's funny.
And the middle child was sat there, maybe playing away, and just turned to her and went, ooh, cunt. And I got a text saying, your daughter has just called me a cunt. It's your fault. Like, I'm at work, how's this my fault?
Because that's the word you'll say around the house. Sorry, you did say. Because after that, he was scared to say it. He knew things were going to start getting thrown at him.
Yeah. But then when I said to you, why did she say it? And you said, well, I'm watching Afterlife. I said, there is your problem. You've got Ricky Gervais on and a child who's like a fucking sponge and a parrot. She was a sparrot.
Could you imagine if my mum had been there that day?
Ooh. I think she would have tried to gloss over it and pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah. But she did have selective hearing.
She did.
Trust me, she would have heard that.
Yeah.
But what are the words that are like out of bound? Because that word is out of bound as far as the kids and you go.
Yes, I know. I've been put in my place. I don't mind them saying shit. I think it's quite cute when they come up and ask me if bloody's a naughty word. I'm like, it's a descriptive word.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a bloody finger, a bloody nose.
a bloody mark on my clothes or
Yeah.
on the floor. Where's this bloody mark come from?
Exactly.
Because it can be bloody.
Yeah.
You can, like, you can
Have
cut yourself. Look at when I cut my hand.
Yeah.
And I had that hole in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd let the dog out, and I come back, and the next day, when we go around to where we would let the dog out, in another property we lived in, before we had kids, you could see the blood drops
Yeah.
all the way.
In that situation, it is a descriptive word because it's literally describing what they can see.
Yeah, and what's happened, what could have happened there to make that mess.
Yeah, exactly. So
Someone could have had a bloody nose that's left a bloody stain on the floor. They could have been hit. I mean, look at our kids. Look at the middle one when you got her up with her that night, that morning,
Oh.
and going downstairs, you notice she had blood all over her face because she busted her nose in the night.
yeah, because she rolled into the wall.
Yeah. And that was a bloody sheet
Yeah.
on her bed. So it's descriptive. Them words are all right. But what about if they turn around, oh, for fuck's sake?
See, sometimes I can't help but laugh because of the way they say it.
I know, especially when you hear the youngest one say stuff like that, because she
Yeah.
sounds so cute when she says it.
Fuck's sake. Or if they drop something and they look at it and they're just like, oh, fuck. Stuff like that, it makes me laugh.
Yep.
Yes, I do say to them, no, you can't say that. Why? Because it's a bad thing to say.
But think of that documentary we were watching. We watched a while back.
Yeah.
The one about language, the one about swearing.
Oh, yeah.
And how they were saying how, like, particular words a couple of 100 years ago were foul words and words that wouldn't be spoken by well-mannered people. And then it's like gone the same way now with shit, because them words from way back that wouldn't be used are now in our everyday language.
Yeah. Well, I do remember the one that you were talking about because if I remember rightly, one of the words that's like progressed to mean something else is slag. Because slag used to mean somebody with an unkept room or a messy room. But also I know that slag is what you get on the top of molten metal. And now it just means...
I think slag was something that came out the pits as well.
Very possibly.
I couldn't be certain, but I did learn quite a lot about mining when I worked at one of the nursing homes, strangely.
But it's like progressive language.
It's like slang though, isn't it? Slang now can be put into the dictionary.
Yeah.
The Oxford Dictionary didn't add slang words for so many hundred years, and then all of a sudden, it's in there.
One springs to mind because our eldest says it.
What's that?
Yeet.
He does my head in with that.
I know you can't stand it, and he says it, and I see your eyes roll.
Yep.
It's-
Every time.
It's hilarious to watch.
He is such a little YouTube bloomin' foghorn though. Anything
yes.
he hears on YouTube, he repeats at home.
Yeah. Which is probably a good thing that, you know,
It's at home.
yeah. But he's learned the difference of what he can get away with saying in the house compared to out of the house.
See, that's what I was saying. Our kids have learned they can have a laugh and a giggle. And yes, when the kids' friends come to visit, sometimes they will learn new words to go home with.
Because...
It just happens, especially when I'm having a bad day with fish tanks.
And the words just...
They just flow.
Yeah. And then you stood there looking at the fish tank thinking, I wonder if I put my head in here and make all this go away.
Because I've got a child looking at me that isn't mine and he's laughing and giggling his little head off.
I mean, you can tell as well that their parents don't swear. Or if
can.
they do, not around them. Whereas us, you look at us and you're like, yeah, they definitely say fuck off to the kids.
Yep.
But they do know the boundaries. They know the words they can say, the words they can't say. And if they're unsure, they will ask us. And
Granted, it's like a 20-minute conversation with them to get the word out of them, because you can't answer a question if they don't use the actual word.
yeah, but trying to explain to them, you're not going to get wrong for saying the word because you're asking us about it. Rather than just coming down and going, oh, dickhead.
Yeah. I mean, we will have conversations with the kids and we'll be like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like this morning, I'd had TikTok on and I was watching it with the youngest. We were watching funny cat videos. And then I was like, you know, I'm just going to get on in here, get this floor hoovered, get it all mopped, tidy it up, because you're busy upstairs. And I swear to God, I must have had that hoover turned off and on 10 times in under 5 minutes. Because the middle child, every time I put the hoover on, Ma'am, Ma'am. And that lost me temper. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, what's the matter with you? But they know when we'll say things like that, that first off, we're not swearing at the children. Second off, we're using that as a descriptive term that we're fucking sick. Not that we're fucking sick of them, fucking sick of this, fucking sick of that. We're just fucking sick. And they've pushed the last button they're going to get away with. One more time, you're getting sent to bed.
And that's when they know that, like, no bullshit, ma'am.
Yeah.
They know that that's it. They can't do anything else that's going to, like... They
It's
know
like, don't push any more buttons, because she's on one now.
They know their limits. They know how far they can push. They hear a certain word, or they get a look and like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And you can see it on their faces that that's what they're thinking in their head, like, shit, we fucked up.
And that's what happened the last time I shouted, because I was getting annoyed, and that was it. The child stared at me and then looked down. She was like, oh, here we go. But the reason that the youngest child now says, I see you in a bitty big shit, is because our kids know the little shits. The cheeky little shits, the naughty little shits.
They're funny little shits.
They are, but they're also little monkeys and little munchkins.
Yeah.
Just because we might use the word shit or fuck in a sentence to our children does not mean we're horrible people.
No.
It means that we're parents and we say it just goes. It's part of life.
Yeah.
If adults don't swear, there's something wrong with them, because it's expressional language these days.
Yeah. I mean, you look at, like, our generation now, as we're getting older, the kids, like, the Gen Zs, whatever they're fucking labelling themselves, the ones that are getting offended by anything and everything, the ones that are getting offended by a word, fuck off. You're going to have to grow a tougher skin, because the world's not going to bend to you. And that is something that we're teaching the kids. They've got a very wide range in the vocabulary, and
they've got huge vocabularies for their ages.
The thing is, people say if you swear, you're not very literate. You're, like, looked down upon.
You haven't got a wide vocabulary.
Yeah, that's how it always used to be looked at. But
from watching that documentary, we learned that actually people who swear have a much wider vocabulary.
They've got more
than those who
descriptive
don't.
words. They can express their feelings better. And yeah, probably when they get to teenage years and they're yelling down the stairs or screaming at us, fuck off, I fucking hate you, like, oh, why did we teach them that context is fine? But
at the end of the day, if our kids can use it in context, up until the point when we get called into the head teacher's office, because the head teacher is quite intimidating, even though she's only little. She's intimidating. I've been in that office and I wasn't getting told off, but she's intimidating. I was sat there scared. And I'm not even a fucking student anymore.
yeah, that's head teachers for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about swearing around kids, hearing kids swear. Yes, we understand that there's, like, a disrespectful way in which the kids swear, but there's also the way that they don't understand a lot. So for us, what we're aiming to do is teach them the concept of swearing and to be able to use it in context, when to use it, when not to use it, when's appropriate, when's not appropriate. If someone's being a dick, tell them, stop being a dick.
One of my big things was it wasn't appropriate to swear when Grandma's here, because Grandma would go mental.
Yes.
And she would have knocked my head off.
But yes, please do let us know what you think about this topic. Because I think there's going to be quite a lot of opinions on this.
I do. I think we're going to have a mixed bag as well.
Oh, definitely.
Because there's a lot of parents out there who do swear, but you always look down on, like, ooh, scum.
Yeah.
But we're not scum.
No.
We're normal people. We're normal working class people who... We don't hold back when we're talking with our kids. I don't see the harm in it, so long as they're not going out there swearing at the friends in school and they know there's a time and a place, and the rest of the time you behave yourself, you little shit.
Exactly. There are going to be more of these mini episodes coming. Keep an eye on TikTok, because we will be giving the viewers on there the first heads up. Mm-hmm. They're going to be released somewhere between a Monday and a Thursday, so you can get your fix in midweek, maybe a bit earlier.
Yeah, or you might want to save them all up and listen on your Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Just not with the kids if you don't want them hearing and swearing.
I think they picked that up from the first episode.
Yeah.
But yes, there are going to be more to come, and they're all going to be on different topics. So, if you do have a topic that you want to discuss, let us know, and we might invite you on the show to have a chat with us and to get out to everyone else.
Yeah, if there's something like swearing parents, if there's something like that you want to discuss and see what other people think of it, let us know. If you do, or if you don't want to be on the show, we could make a topic out of it. Might be something we've already thought of, or it might be a good idea for something new. Until next time, we will keep our ears open, keep our eyes out on the comment sections, and we'll chat again soon.
See you later. If you do want to get in touch with us, you can find us on TikTok at INBFB_the podcast.